Oh, what I've written. Oh, yeah. I wrote one book on self-defense for paramedics and healthcare workers. Did I give you guys? Did I give you a copy of that?
Well, I do. I have a
Yep.
copy that's
Yep.
autographed. It's upstairs on a bookshelf.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Good.
I'm not going to go get it,
No,
but
that's
I
okay.
have one.
Because I got one for you.
I'd love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
And I'm writing a book. I get I talk about evolution of martial arts and evolution of the martial artist. You know, writing stuff down. I've always scribbled stuff. When my Sifu would tell a story, scribble it down. You know, and he'd talk about a lesson, I'd scribble it down. So I got like drawers of like napkins and scraps of paper and all that. So I'm trying to organize that into some semblance of a document, whether it's a book or not. But
We're both writers. We get the
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
we
yeah.
get the
100%.
napkin thing.
an idea. So, but I thought about this. I learned a form in the late '60s, early '70s off one of my senior guys. It's called a wooden man form. It was kind of like the Wing Chun dummy, but it's not Wing Chun. And it was this guy Lao Yat Dim was his name, and he was a very, very good friend of my Sifu. And you know, he always loved to tell a story about you know how he'd come to the club and teach the guys and da 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 da. And I vaguely recall him as a kid. You know, when I was a little kid, this old guy would come in and he'd teach some of the older guys. Okay, never knew him, but yeah, gentle old man and all that. But he taught the senior guys this wooden man form, 21 movements. And, you know, they taught me in the late 60s and 70s, and I practiced it, and then, yeah, whatever. Then I forgot about it. Then I wanted to learn it again, so I went to Vancouver to visit my friend and Kung Fu colleague, Ray Van Ramsdonk, who had learned it, so he retaught it to me, and then I turned out I really liked it. And so I figured, well, who is this guy? Who is this old man? I had one picture of him, a couple of pictures, that's it. Don't remember anything. Nobody remembered anything. I asked my senior guy that I still talk to, and he goes, "Oh yeah, him." Da 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 da. He told me a little bit about him, not much. Just this old guy. He used to come to the club. You know, he'd sit down, have tea with Jimmy, my teacher, and you know, occasionally people would do that. Just walk in the club and look, and maybe they're trying to get out of the cold, or maybe they're trying to reconnect with old China, or looking for the familiar. So I decided, well, okay, I learned this form. I liked it. And then I said, well, you know, who is this guy? Can't find any information about him. Nobody knows. I got a couple of pictures put on Facebook, no returns. I said, well, I'm going to document this form. But I can't just, you know, say this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, this is step 21, done. Because there's context. And he was an elder gentleman in the, you know, when I met him very briefly. And he was of the generation of the immigration. Remember we talked about the immigration thing. And, you know, he would have been from Toisan province and Toisan area in China, because everybody was from back then. And he had met Jimmy, and they had connections from the old, you know, the old home, right? You know, the old land. So they spoke the same language, and, you know, da 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 da. And Mr. Lau asked if he could teach some of the senior guys some stuff, and Jimmy said yes. So he taught them some stuff, taught them this form, a couple of techniques, not much, and that's all I know. So I figured, well, I can start, you know, writing, but I have to write the manual of it, the step 1, step 2, step 3. It has to have the context of Chinese generation coming to Canada, going through the legal, or not the legal, the political turmoil, going through the rough stuff of building the railway, or putting that context, and the movement east. And did martial arts trickle out of there? I know nothing about this guy, whether he was part of that or not, but I know he was an immigrant from Toisan, China, and has a martial art background.
So this is the spine through which
Yeah.
the book will be written?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
It is.
so-
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, as opposed to teaching this is how you do it. No, there's a context, man. This guy's an old guy. He probably came from this area. Well, he did come from this area, but, you know, I don't know. You know, I would love to know his teachers. I would love to know where he learned. I would love to know how he lived. I would love to know if he had family. I would love to know why he ended up.